Welcome to Venture Bros Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Graham Princess Tinglepants Mason.
What?
Yeah. Tinkle pants. That's me.
I'm looking through a list of like the characters that I forgot for sure, and I'm like, oh yeah, here's some great ones in here. Like people I just totally forgot about.
When were they
Princess
in?
Tinglepants.
What episode?
It sounds like a Venture Brothers character.
Absolutely.
Like,
I'm not denying that.
I'm not going to dispute it doesn't sound like one, but what episode was that in?
I have no idea. I'm looking at a list of characters, so that was one of them. Has an actor attached to it and everything.
All right.
There's Lisa Hammer. It's the same girl who does Triana.
Yeah.
She did Princess Tinglepants.
Oh, Triana.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about Triana in a long time.
Yeah. We also have Matt Catclops Dykes.
I see, now that one I remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I went a little bit more mainstream for Matt. Slightly. I mean, he hasn't been around in a long ass time, but
But it's
I mean, he's only in
Catclops.
2 as well.
I
My favourite
wasn't a
bit
big
with
girl Hitler,
Catclops. My favourite bit with Catclops is where Brok pulls out the whiskers of his eye. And it's just like...
Do you know how much it hurts?
I fucking love Catclops. Very, very happy they knew when to stop using him, but
Yeah.
he was very enjoyable.
That last episode was plenty.
Yeah. Yeah. There can be too much Catclops.
The cat is in my coffee.
That's some good arching right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. So here we are. We're in our second to last recording session of Venture Bros, the Venture Brothers podcast, which is it's very sad because we do 2 episodes at a time if you haven't caught on to our very, very well-hidden jokes
Yes.
throughout the series. So we have 4 episodes left. So, I mean, I guess that could mean 3 more recording sessions because we are going to do like a wrap-up of the show as it stands. That might be
It's like a
more.
2-hour finale.
Yeah, it might be like 45 minutes. Yeah, just a hair longer than our normal episode.
Which means
2
it'll
hours.
take 2 hours to record.
And then be like a 45-minute episode. Yeah.
So you're both
The
right.
listeners demand 2 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Or we could do it uncut.
Never.
Could do it
Release
live.
that to the world. That awfulness.
The fact that podcasts do that just blows my mind. Like, how confident are you? Like no way. Everything gets edited. And every now and then there'll be a noticeable edit. But if you notice it, realize that was better than what you would have heard.
Right.
That's what really matters.
Let's say
I
fucking
do
do
remember-
it live. How about that?
Do it live!
I remember listening through to one of them once before, and it was like, I think it was at the beginning. It was one of the beginning bits, and I remember just sat there like thinking, hang on a minute, there's like 10 minutes cut out of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure if the mic's picking it up, but my son is very, very upset that I'm no longer playing with him and recording a podcast, and he's letting the whole world know. So I apologize if there is a screaming child behind us, and I feel like a really bad dad. But he's gonna go have a lot of fun.
Feel like a real Rusty, yeah?
Yeah, I feel a little more Jonas Venture Senior today.
Oh boy.
Bloody hell.
That's all on me.
Well, that's more of just the ignoring.
Yeah, exactly.
Than anything else. Yeah.
I'm doing my own thing and ignoring my crying child.
Yeah.
It's very Jonas Venture Senior of me. Yep.
Yeah.
Not my proudest moment, but
At least you're not cloning him.
Yeah, at least
Yet.
yeah. He could be accident prone. Okay,
Maybe
so
he has
we are
some
here
really
today
bad
to talk
boo-boos.
about what is this one called? The Unicorn
In captivity.
in Captivity. I wanted to say Unicorn in the Mist.
I mean, sure.
Gorillas in the Mist. Is that what that's from?
No idea what you're talking
I mean, there is a film called Gorillas in the Mist. I've never seen
there.
it.
There. That's why that name is in my head for some strange reason. So before we get too far into the episode, as we have not even set a foot in it, we're gonna let Graham do the world's best breakdown. He has been so confident about this one because we kind of forgot to remind Brok about notes, so we don't really have any notes for him to go off of. So that's
about. What the F, Brock?
we're we're getting some pure unfiltered Graham. And by unfiltered, I mean it's definitely going to be edited.
Yes.
No matter what you're about to hear,
Yes.
realize
gonna be one of
it's
those
shorter than
occasions.
what happened when Matt and I had to listen to it.
This is going to be one of the occasions where I'm going to listen back and be like, there's 10 minutes cut out here.
I mean, I've been going shorter and shorter, and just be like, you know what, we'll fill in it's fun. They do a thing happens, and then the rest of the episode is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That is a totally fine thing. We don't need to ever recreate your Attack of the Clones breakdown from After the Hype.
Listen, thorough.
18 minutes.
Thorough.
18 minutes. I
It
cut
was
it down
very
to
thorough.
2. I cut out
my-
16 minutes of
Listen,
nonsense.
By the time that I was finished with the breakdown, no one ever needed to or wanted to ever see that movie.
That part's
I mean, let's face it. If George Lucas would have cut out, 16 minutes of nonsense from that, it would have been a slightly better film, I imagine.
maybe. I actually don't mind Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
But that's a different podcast.
Really?
Or he could have just, cut to me just describing what's happening.
That would have been way better.
That would have been way better.
If I could just hold a lightsaber while I'm talking about it and giving the breakdown of it.
We'll do the breakdown. I'll do the lightsaber noises. Wom, wom. Wom.
All right. So,
Wom, wom.
Unicorn in Captivity.
Wom, wom, wom.
We open on
Wom.
Rusty, Pete, and Billy. And they did it. They've done a thing.
Wom, wom.
Rusty Venture has successfully done a thing, finally, in his life. And he completed a teleportation device. Of course, this gets the attention of OSI.
Wom, 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 wom.
And they come in and kind of intervene, intercede.
Wom.
They tell him to stop. That he has to stop, and they need to. They introduce him into the dark society
I'm
that
tearing up
runs
over here.
that runs the world. Anyways, he gets into this crazy. Not Vanilla Sky. What's the other?
Eyes wide shut.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Wom, wom.
Esque.
Look, they're both Tom Cruise movies.
Yeah, you know what I was going for.
Yeah. Wom, 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 wom.
And this party where they engage in debauchery and cannibalism
Wom, wom, wom.
ends up, in various humorous things.
Wom.
Meanwhile,
I'm not paying attention to anything you're saying, so when you're done, just let me know.
I'm just seeing as long as you'll go. I'm gonna stop there.
Okay.
I'm just
funny
pissing myself
things
with laughter every now and again. I'll hear a whoa, 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 whoa.
They said it'd be easier if he was holding a lightsaber, so I was creating the effect.
Yeah.
He was also fighting somebody every now and then. Darkseid likes that.
Which is why there are so many pauses and breaks and ums and ahs. It's tough. It's tough. You try it. You try doing a breakdown and fighting somebody in a lightsaber battle.
And like I said, no matter what you just heard, it was shorter than it was when we recorded.
I hope you cut out all of the lightsaber noises. Also.
Absolutely not. It might only be lightsaber noises. So really quick around the table. How do we feel about this one?
I love this episode.
I love it too, and I have to confess something. I think the first time I saw it, this was my least favorite episode of the season.
Really?
And I think it was just that
Was it the testicles?
well, that's what I was going to say. I was so caught off guard by the whole Eyes Wide Shut thing.
Right.
Like, because there's been some nudity in the show before, like, especially if you watch it on Blu-ray or whatnot. There's the
Which I
dream.
totally missed. Like all of the
Yeah.
times that I've watched it have been censored or at least
Yeah,
cut
like,
out.
but like
radio edited. Yeah.
Yeah, like I always go back to like the breakfast scene with Rusty in the dream when
Oh my God.
Yeah, just the huge old Wang just wagging behind him.
Right.
Like, so there's been nudity in the show before, but never so much. And I was so caught off guard by all of it. I'm just like, what is this episode? And like I actually was starting to like judge it a little bit. I'm like, this just feels like it's just like almost fan service. Like, here's a topless Dr. Miss and the Monarch for like an entire conversation. Like, we get it, people like her.
Yeah.
And like I almost took myself out of the thing, just being like so high up in my own horse of like, I look down upon thee. And it's like,
I stand in judgment of you.
boobs offend me. And it's like, the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, okay, I'm just being a total fucking idiot. Like, the jokes make
Yeah.
sense, the episode makes sense, and the more like, and now I've seen it like 4 or 5 times, it's one of the funnier episodes of the entire season. And that's where I'm like, I feel like I should just like take a step back, realize like, no, they know what they're doing, and it's just that it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I just wasn't expecting so much ball washing.
You're right. And I was kind of the same way, to where it's like it is quite shocking. Like you said, there's been nudity before, but never this amount, never orgy amounts of nudity. Full frontal, also behindle things are happening. Also, I do love how my wife kind of chides me for, still watching cartoons. And of course, I love that she walks in on me watching these, I will say, adult cartoons, and walks in at the most awkward moments where there's lots of cartoon nudity. And it happened with this episode, and also with one of the first episodes of Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was watching for the first time, and it's like, oh, wait, no, it's not all like this. I'm not just watching porn. Damn it. And so, as she sat down this morning when I rewatched this episode, I was like, okay, I paused the episode, and I was like, this episode's going to get weird. There's going to be some cartoon nudity. Just preemptively be prepared.
Yeah.
So, but it's funny. And she doesn't care.
So we all kind of like this episode. There's things about this episode that I'm not like the biggest fan of. Like I said, like it felt really fan servicey for the girl to be Dr. Miss of the Monarch. That makes sense because it's all a dream. It's all a dream, and it's Rusty's dream, and she is like the pinnacle for Rusty, like the ultimate girl who he's always going to hit on, even though she's always going to turn him down. So narratively, it makes sense, and I think it was just that first time I watched it that it felt fan servicey to me, and now,
which I mean, it is.
It is to a degree.
But what I'm saying is, like, it is because they created. It's not really a dream. It's the OSI has created a virtual reality version of this world.
Yeah,
and Rusty is the fan.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, well, what's the best thing that he could ever, like, what does he think that he needs to get him to do what we needed him to do, which is to stop the development of the teleportation device, which is, okay, well, he needs to get the girl, who's obviously Dr. Mr. the Monarch.
Yep.
And then obviously be involved in this weird, crazy orgy where they're also serving Orphan.
But he is the center of attention.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants him. Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
that is very much Rusty's dream.
Yep.
So whereas there is like the slightly cynical, way too critical side of me that's like, well, it's just fan service. Like, narratively, I think it totally makes sense, and I'm fine with it. Like, it just took a moment for me to kind of get there. Like, I had to get over my own, like, bullshit, essentially.
Right. And me too, as well. Because it does take you quite off guard. And the transition happens... So I watched it twice, almost back to back, from yesterday and today, and the transition does happen quite chronologically. Makes sense of like, okay, he leaves the OSI office, gets into a car with Brok, and then goes to the event. But then when you watch it again, it's like, no, they leave him in the same room, they strap him to the chair, and he just stays in that chair.
Yeah.
And then they just put the VR goggles on him and all of this other stuff. So
and
it's
the
like,
dick pump.
And the dick pump, obviously the dick pump. And a ginormous dick. Anyways. And it happens, like, not only just chronological, but like minute to minute. Like, there's no cuts whatsoever. It just happens, and he just goes into that virtual reality. So when you watch it again, it's like, oh, we're just continuing the same moment right now.
Yeah. And it kind of reminded me of what the fuck is his name? The guy who directed 10 Cloverfield Lane. Dan something. I forget his last name. But either way, he did an episode of Black Mirror, and it kind of reminded me of his episode of Black Mirror, where it's the guy who gets stuck in the video game that turns like the horror house.
Ugh, yes.
It kind of reminded me of that. It's the same sort of thing. He's always in the same place. Like, he never got out of room one.
Right.
And it's like, okay, yeah, I kind of get that.
Yep.
Like, I'm not sure if that was meant to be like an homage in this episode. It could have been its own thing because it did come out after it. Right. They could have had the exact same idea, which would make sense because it's not the most original idea. But either way, it reminded me of that in a good way. Like, I enjoyed that aspect of it. And beyond that, I just love the dream. I love just like Rusty's head.
Yeah. When he orders a red mocha cooler at the bar, and the bartender knows what the fuck he's talking about.
How any of us didn't catch on that it was a dream right then and there.
I was like, that's weird. But you know what? Of course.
You wouldn't happen to know how to make a red mocha cooler. Anything for you. What? I've had a red mocha cooler. No one should drink them.
You're like, whether he knows how to make it or not, he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know how to make it. Here's a beer. Asshole.
Here's anything else.
Vodka on the rocks. It's better.
Arsenic.
Yes. So beyond that, like, I really enjoy the whole dream sequence. I like the whole ultimatum thing of, like, you have to choose this or the other. And,
Right.
I just think all of that was really cool. Like, I like the whole, like, this is what Rusty views being courted by a secret organization would be like. Like, I liked all of that. And I like the callback to Mr. Brisby. I forget his name, but I like seeing him around.
Yeah.
Is it Mr. Brisby?
Like,
That's his actual
yeah,
name.
Roy Brisby.
Roy.
Okay, yeah.
Roy Brisby.
But I like seeing him come back. Like, that was a fun callback. I liked him in his mask with, like, the girl on his lap wheeling around. Just
Yeah.
Like, all of that was just
This stroke face.
Yeah.
Gross.
vinegar strokes. For all of my league bros out there. But yeah, no, I thought all of that was a lot of fun. But the flip side to it, and this is kind of going back to a conversation that's kind of gone ongoing throughout season 7 for us, is Rusty is getting better.
Yeah.
He is growing. He learned how to make a fucking teleporter.
Yep.
We have nothing in our, at least in our collective, like, knowledge from our books and our shows and that stuff, to show that Jonas Venture had gotten him 90% of the way.
Right.
We have no proof that either Jonas Jr. or Jonas Sr. had been working on this teleporter, so from all we know, this could be Rusty's thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
other than
but
help
it's also-
from, obviously, Billy Quizboy and...
Well, of
gonna
course,
say-
but I'm saying,
But,
yeah.
Billy
you know,
and Pete.
Jonas also had other scientists working for him, too.
Sure.
And so, yeah, it's not... Yeah.
Since Rusty has been involved, like, legitimately involved in Ventec, this is the creation he's come up with.
Yep.
And it is leaps and bounds better than anything else he's had. Like, this is like, oh, he is getting better, both as a dad, as a human being, and as a super scientist. He's still Rusty. We see the dream he has. But he's doing things better. And, like, not only did he make a teleporter, he made a teleporter that works.
Yeah. And, I mean, even at the end of the episode, he does... I mean, obviously, it is coerced, but he does make the right decision. There is a point at which, in his life, he may have attempted, at least, to get around the tiger somehow, right?
I feel like there's a point in his life where he would have, like, well, yeah, I'll sleep with Dr. Miss the Monarch, and then I'll keep my teleporter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been the Rusty.
He'll have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You're supposed to say that backwards because it's like. But anyways.
I know what you meant.
Yeah.
But one listener didn't, and they're done listening to our show.
Well, the phrase is, have your cake and eat it too, but you eat your cake.
You don't need
and
to
then
explain
have
it. They already
too.
stopped listening. They stopped forever.
But that's how it works.
Bye, Frank. Thanks for listening, bud. So the other thing that I think really is wonderful in this episode has to be everything to do with the Monarch and the heist of the teleporter. We get what's the fuck is his name? Multiple Man, but in this movie.
Copycat.
Or in this Copycat, thank you. We get Copycat, we get Presto Changeo voiced by fucking Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill voicing 2 characters.
He does do 2 characters in one episode.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Hamill showed up to play, man. And, like, Presto Changeo is kind of his Joker voice.
Yeah,
but
I was
just
thinking
a little
that.
bit more
It's-
loony.
Yeah.
Presto
Presto
change your
Changeo
way.
is adorable.
I love Presto Changeo. Like that I Presto Changeo into a hand truck.
a man truck.
I love
the
that
bit
his way
when-
to stop Brock is to turn into a Stairmaster.
Oh no! So stupid!
And then Brock just stabs him in the head, and he's just like, ah!
That's a great moment.
I was watching this yesterday while my son was taking his nap, and Chewie just was trying to work, and she just kept getting stuck. And then as soon as that moment happened, he just stabs him in the face. She was like, "This episode's just so good."
It really is.
It really is. I love everything of Presto Changeo. I love the hand truck. I love his version of Helper. Beep. Doc, dress you up again. Like, yeah, Presto Change is a character they could have kept forever, and I'd be very happy. Like, he can come back anytime, and I will be happy because you can put him in any situation because Presto Changeo, and there he is.
Yep.
It's so
a man
good.
truck.
I also love that the Monarch had to have his actual workable wings sent for.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, yeah.
And then when he actually turns up for it, he's like, What's this? It's your wings. It's like, it's a cover story. Your cover story is that I shit myself.
I mean, it's a
works.
fair cover story.
Yeah.
No one would want to ask any more questions afterwards.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Yeah. Oh man, I
I
also
love the whole team though. You know, .com's back, voiced by someone different though. Wasn't actually Kate McKinnon this time. Tunnel Vision, Presto Changer, Ram Burglar, which was just
Ram Burglar's so good.
I
The way he
love his
dies
death.
is perfect.
It's
His death is so. If you haven't seen the episode and you just listen to us spoil all of it, which is that's on you, dude.
Yeah, it's a silly way to do things.
But the whole teleporter sequence, like when they start actually stealing it, and this is where if you hadn't caught on to the Monarch's failure lead to success thing, this episode's that really cements that one in.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He just lands in the room with the teleporter, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Well, one half of it.
One half of it,
And then at the end of the episode, ends up with both pieces.
ends up with both pieces. But the whole sequence of he's in the panic room and he has half the teleporter and the door opens and it's Sergeant Hatred who just starts unloading on him, which is like, way to go, Sergeant Hatred. You've been kind of taking a back seat lately, but you still got it in you. Yeah.
You've been learning.
Yeah. And the second he holds up the teleporter, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And the bullet's straight through and right into Ram Burglar's face. Like, I'm hit.
And then falls forward, and his head gets chopped off and sent to the panic room where the Monarch is. Now, it's the Monarch, the teleporter, and the Ram Burglar's head bouncing around, which then becomes stolen by Copycat
Yeah.
in a helicopter.
But here's the real question. Chewie brought this up when we were watching it. I never even thought about it. So the Ram Burglar's head just lands on the teleprompter, and then it fucking decapitates him.
Right.
How much time do you have to get everything that you want on that teleporter before it just takes whatever you have?
I think
Like,
the
how
idea is
easy
you
is it
stand
to
on it
lose a
and
foot?
then activate it, but I think it was just already activated, so it's that sort of thing. Like
because
once
of
it's
the
activated,
bullets.
just anything that passes onto it becomes teleported.
Interesting.
So I imagine like there had to be like some pullback, like maybe his head went in, he's like, no, and it just took the head.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Interesting.
I'm not really sure. I love it as a gag, but it made me just go like, so maybe it wasn't ready for human testing. Like there's a bit of a flaw there.
I was also thinking that maybe like Matt was saying, it's like there's a pressure sensor, so like maybe as his head went through, he released, and then after the release, it's like
That could be, yeah.
Because we see them activate it on the
Either way,
apple at the beginning.
not ready
as
for
well.
human testing.
They put the apple on, hide behind the thing, and then activate it. So I think once it's been sort of turned on, and like it's almost like the teleport beam is just left open. So it's open. So then Ram Burglar's head goes on it, and then gets teleported down. But then that sort of raises the question, the physics question as well. Of like, well, it was activated as one way from one side, so why is it the other side is teleporting the other way as well? Because shouldn't it be like a one-way tunnel?
Like I said, not ready for human testing.
yeah.
I do love the way they human test, like a whole opening sequence with the teleporter.
Oh,
like this is the
God.
It worked. Take a bite. Take a bite. Well, I want to scan it first and run some tests. Man, I want to check for flies. Triple check for flies. When they go through like the side of the apples, like 3 of them have like partial flies in them. It's like,
well, that reminds me.
Cube.
That reminds me of an episode of Red Dwarf. I don't know if you guys have ever actually seen all of Red Dwarf or
I have
any
not.
of it.
Graham was a fan.
I've seen all of Red Dwarf.
So do you remember the episode with where they get the teleport and it splits things into the best of everything and the worst of everything?
Oh yeah.
It's like the strawberry when they bite into it's full of maggots. That's what I was thinking of.
Yep.
Lovely. But just the moment with the pirate, like hey chairman, I just need your signature on this. Whoa!
And immediately throws off.
Which that's what would happen. That's what would happen.
That would be an interesting twist on Star Trek if every time they use the transporter in Star Trek they vomit straight away.
Yeah, there's just like a set of
beam me up,
buckets in
Scotty.
front of everybody. Oh God.
There is if you're a fan of the Arrowverse on CW, there is one character whenever Barry has to transport him somewhere, like super speed, he cannot handle it. So like every time like Oliver has to go somewhere, he takes him somewhere and he lands. He's like, well, I'm ready to fight him, the arrow. And then they take his best friend John Diggle somewhere and he take him somewhere. He's like, get the bucket for him. He's here. It's like, by the end of it, they just expect if Diggle shows up, it's like, oh, he's gonna throw up. So yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah.
If you have even slight motion sickness,
It's gotta be so weird.
Yeah, it's gotta be awful.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Well, you're essentially being
very real science
deconstructed
of Speed
and
Force.
reconstructed.
Yeah.
So like one atom out of place, you're gonna feel funky.
Yep.
I just love like Copycat in this episode as well. I think
I
Toby Huss
hate
is just
Copycat.
so good.
He's great. He's awesome. But I hate him. He's so terrible. He's such a bad guy. He's
Well,
such
yeah.
a dick.
Now, do you think Copycat, and I always forget his fucking name, Andy Warhol, would get along? Or do you think they just get in each other's ways?
Warhammer?
Was that it?
Wes Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm never going to remember his name. I've made my peace with that. Do you think they would work well together? Because they're both just, like, very good at being antagonists. Like, very good.
I don't know. They're both
They're
They're
dead
very
now.
different.
yeah, they're both different, but they're both kind of alpha. So I'm not sure if they would. I think they'd always be trying to
Screw the other one
outwit
over.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah, there'd be
I think there'd be
a level
some
of one-upmanship
significant
as
mutual
well.
respect. I'm sorry, what was that, Matt?
There'd be a level of one-upmanship, I think, as well between them.
Absolutely.
They'd always be like, trying to best each other.
Yeah. No, I totally see that.
Yeah. But I think there could have been they're both dead now, right?
Yeah, well, we're assuming Copycat's dead. I assume Copycat's dead.
Copycat might have survived.
Copycat
Warhammer-
might have survived.
His
Warhammer's
original, like the master, whatever it is, may have been in a different place.
I think Prime was on the couch.
Yeah, but
So
I do wonder
might have taken a.
if Prime, you were led to believe that Prime was on the couch, but actually he was somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, they could easily do that. So who knows? I mean, that could just be a way to maintain safety. He's just in a bomb shelter somewhere,
Yeah.
just sending out his lackeys. That could work.
I still love that line.
Ah.
Well, doesn't that just put a turd in your soup?
The one thing we didn't mention, like during the whole teleporter thing, that I think was just phenomenal, was when Monarch knew to get out of the teleporter or to get out of the panic room,
Yep.
and he just appears next to 21.
In that
Like, I
crouched
feel like we do a
position as
disservice if
well.
we didn't mention it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, did he just sit on the teleporter like that?
Oh god. I think we've kind of circled this one. I think we've done everything we possibly can. I think it's time to move into our most venture brotheries moment. And mine's got to be, is it Tiny Eagle? Is that the guy doing the reconnaissance in the beginning?
Yeah.
Mine has to be him when he sees Brok and like he's done the whole thing. He's like, he's done it. He's cracked a teleport. I did. Coming back. And then he sees Brock's like, I've been spotted. Starting evasive maneuvers. And Brok just pinches him. Squish. And I love the little splurt of blood.
Oh man. My favorite moment that can never happen in any other show is when Rusty is running out of the fake bar, and goes to rinse his mouth out from eating some orphan, and gets caught by Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. It's like, I just ate part of a small child and washed it down with penis. She's like, well, whatever you're into. He's like, no. So,
such a
yeah,
good
I
bit.
doubt that line will ever be heard in any other show.
Nope. So you're pretty safe there.
Yeah.
Matt?
See, I've got two a little bit. I can't really decide between them. The first one is I just can't imagine any of the series actually doing this, and it was Hunter's kind of realistic representation of what would actually happen if teleportation were invented. Like the economy collapsing because you don't need any cars, planes. The amount of people who'd be out of work if teleportation was actually invented, because there would be no requirement for public transportation or anything like that. Like, all those people would be out of work. The economy would actually collapse. really. And I just found that quite interesting that, like, nothing has ever really pointed that out before. And then when it's pointed out, you sort of think, actually, yeah, if teleportation was invented, it would be great because you'd be able to go places instantaneously. But it would also be really shitty for anyone in that situation. Like, airlines would be out of business almost immediately. Because why would you spend...
Good thing, though.
Why would you spend...
I mean, it sucks for all the people out of their jobs, but, they're not exactly great for the planet.
Yeah, but they're also not the worst. I mean, it's like they're spitting out, 2% of the pollution that cars are? And it's like, it is still technically public transportation.
Yeah.
That's true.
Except for the ones that are private jets. That's a whole...
But
that's another thing.
even, what I'm saying is, even cars going down, again, terrible for the loss of jobs. Planet will be around a little longer, though.
Yeah.
But we don't know what sort of pollution that comes out of the teleporter.
Yeah.
They're run on orphans. So, that's why teleporters don't work.
And who knows if it's like the Prestige. Like, it's just teleporting a new you somewhere, and there's someone just, murdering old you somewhere.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
that would be very rusty.
Yeah.
Look, it worked! And he's just tweaked cloning, so you're just instantly cloned while he's somewhere else. That thing is just, shredding you.
There's a soul of a dead orphan in this thing!
It'd be very... one side is just, a human shredder, and the other side's a cloning machine.
Yep.
That...
I think there's a movie like that, actually.
Yeah, Prestige.
Oh.
The second one is literally just the line that Hunter has at the end is, get an early lead and they think they're masters of the universe.
Yep.
I fucking love that line.
God, imagine if they got, I'm forgetting everybody's name today. St. Cloudblade.
Oh, God.
God, he'd have to make the weirdest sex noises.
Or just no noise at all, just because he makes so many weird noises.
Just stares.
Ew.
And then there'll be just one little...
And then you have to get one penis.
It's a penis. It's a penis.
Okay, so that is it for the unicorn episode.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick round of plugs and then say goodbye. I'm just going to take care of all of my plugs in one. Check out athpod.com. We have everything related to pop culture there, and we have something for you. If you like our show and you want just a little bit more, one of our other shows I guarantee you will enjoy. I don't know which one it will be because I don't know you, but you will like one of them. We have plenty.
If you like something, it's for you.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Whatever your alley is, we're up it.
Mm-hmm. We're coming up you. Oh, boy.
Too fun.
I'm kind of okay with it, though.
I am not.
Matt, what are you plugging these days?
Well, I'm still working on my Heat article. I've been a lot busier than I expected, to be fair. But I was talking with the copy editors that we've got for my articles. I don't know if she does other stuff as well, but she's very busy as well up until March. So it doesn't look like anything's going to be ready to go out until March anyway. So, but I've written that fucking Doctor Who article.
Oh, wow.
You wrote it.
All right.
Yeah.
Great.
It sounds a little lackluster.
Yeah.
Did you do all of your research?
Just read what I've written when it goes up. I think you'll be happy-ish.
I bet I will.
All right.
Ironically, I put way more effort into it than I was intending on.
That's fantastic. Because I'm not sure if you listened to Behind the Hype, aka After the Hype, but we've been plugging the shit out of your Doctor Who article over there.
Oh yeah, that's what made me just think. Right, I'm gonna fucking write something now. I will say the last paragraph just says "Happy Bryan."
I mean, I'm never happy, but we'll see.
That's true.
I can come up with another article that you don't want to that you don't want to write that I will just start promoting like crazy. Don't worry, I have plenty. I'm well aware. I think we're kind of Mirandering here. We're circling a drain and refusing to go in it. So bye.
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 Presto, change your way.